Hey, welcome back. This is Fathom Group Focus video number 3. This is our monthly video series that talks about strategically aligning our small groups with our vision so we can accomplish our goal. And so that is generously sharing our lives in the gospel so that all people may fully awaken to the presence of God. And this week, I want to talk about that sharing our lives part, the community aspect, the sharing events and feeling known by other people. How do we share life together? What I want you to think about for a minute is, when do you feel most at home with people? Or what group of people do you feel most at home with, most comfortable with? What group of people do you enjoy most? And why do you enjoy that group so much? For me, there's kind of two factors into me feeling at home with a group of people. There's some sort of familiarity, so I know them and they know me. The unknown sometimes is a cause of anxiety of, if I don't know them, what if they're strange, or what if they think I'm strange, or what if we don't have any common interests? And so a mutual knowing and understanding each other is important for me to feel at home. And the second one is that there's also a mutual interest in each other. It's not just that I know them and they know me, but it's that I know that they like me, that they're interested in me, and that I like them as well. I think it kind of correlates to some of our biggest fears. That sometimes we're afraid to go to certain places. We're like, what if we go there and we're in this room or this space with people and no one talks to me? I'm just going to be there by myself. And so we want to know someone is interested in us. And so I want to figure out, how does this relate to our small groups? How do we share life in our small groups? How do we make sure that people feel at home in our small groups? And so there's two facets that I want to talk about. I want to talk about in our everyday small group with the people that we're sharing life with. How do we do that in a good and helpful way? And the second thing I want to talk about is, how do we incorporate new people into our small group so that they can share life with us, they can feel like they belong. So the first one is actually very practical. We're going to try this over the next 4 weeks in our full circle, the cause circle curriculum. And we're going to just introduce 5 questions that you guys can ask every time you guys get together. And the hope is that these questions will span enough different areas to where people will get to feel like they know each other and they'll get to understand what's going on in life. And so instead of just doing highs and lows where you might get something goofy or you might not get the most important information, we're trying to give you something that will span the important things and the fun things, and we can actually share all the aspects. So I want to run you through those questions real quick. I've got them here on my computer. And the hope is, when you guys ask these 5 questions, these are not something that every single person should answer. Sometimes you just don't have an answer for it, and that's okay. These questions should take about 10 minutes, so about 2 minutes a person. And you just kind of run through them. And you might have to push a little bit to get someone to answer, and that's fine. But again, about 2 minutes a question is right. Here they are. The first one is, what are things that we want to celebrate together? So things like, I got my driver's license, or I made a sports team, or I got a girlfriend, whatever it is. There's a lot of things that can fit into that category. Second one, what do we need encouragement in? So what's hard, or what am I trying to do that I just need help in? And the beauty of this question is, if you're not the person answering, you're listening to say, how can I encourage that person? So if they're struggling with grades, maybe you can text them, or maybe you can offer, say, hey, do you want to study together? And so this is a great communal question to figure out how to share life and to do life with each other, and how you can actually help each other in the midst of this. Third one is a little bit deeper, a little bit harder, and you may have to work with your students this one, but it says, what struggles do we need to confess? We're not necessarily looking for your deepest and darkest secrets, and you don't have to push for that, but we need to learn to be real with each other. And this is a way that we can pray for each other, and a way that we can be real with each other in the midst of it. And so they might say, hey, I'm really struggling with lust, and I just want some prayers for that. Or I'm really struggling with just being nice to my parents. They just don't understand me, and I just need someone to pray for me in the midst of all of this. And so, again, you may have to push into that, or you may have to give some examples first so that they realize it's not as intimidating as it sounds, but it could be a great question. Number 4, is there anything in your life that you need to share so that we're all informed? So sometimes there's big life events that don't fit into the highs or the lows. And it might be things like, hey, my parents are doing this, or hey, school is doing this, or hey, I've decided on this college, or want you guys to know that I'm no longer playing basketball, or things like that. But we just want to have an area catch all to say, hey, is there anything we need to know so we are up to date on your life? Last one is, what do we need to pray for? And this is not a, hey, let's pray about the environment, or let's pray about my neighbor's dog. This is communal prayer. What do we need to be praying for you about? And so that's just a great question. Those are our 5 questions. And the hope is, again, that these 5 questions will provide a framework to where we actually know what's going on in each other's life. And so I know you, and you know me. We'll try it for the next 4 weeks, give us some feedback, and see how that works for your group. The second thing I want to talk about is a plan for your newbies. When you got a new kid come in, we want to make sure, one, that they start the process of getting to know you and getting to know your group, and the group gets to know them and where they're at, but also that they feel like from the moment they walk in that someone is interested in them, that someone likes them, that wants them, and belongs with them. And so we want them to feel like that someone's ready for them. And so the only way to do that is to have a plan. I've talked to several small group leaders who have new people come in, and I'll say, well, hey, how did it go? How'd the new kid go? Did they seem to enjoy it? Like, yeah, maybe. It's like, well, did they talk very much? No. Did anyone talk to them? No, I did. And we just kind of hope that they're going to jump in. And I feel like if we're going to do our best to make sure they feel like someone's interested in them, we have to have a plan for them. And so you might have different plans that's right for you, but I'll suggest a starter plan for you. One plan that I would suggest just to start with is for you guys to have 3 to 5 questions that you're going to ask every newbie who comes in. And these aren't hard or intimidating questions. They're not Bible trivia. These are the questions that everyone's going to know about themselves because they're personal questions. And so they might be things like, are you a cat or a dog person? Or what's your favorite out of chicken wings, pizza, and hamburgers? Or what's one thing you're investing your time in right now that you just absolutely love? And so 3 to 5 questions that you're going to ask every newbie who walks in, so that when they come in, they feel like they're the center of not just your attention, but the group's attention, and that they are interested in them. And so to have that strategy would be great. And what's cool is you can even incorporate your group in planning out these questions. And you can say, hey guys, we have new people join us from time to time. What are things that we want to ask every new person who comes in so we feel like we get to know them? And then the reaction to that was then you let the new person ask 2 questions of the group. And so they can ask, what's your favorite sport, or what's your favorite food? And so there's this mutual sharing of life. They feel like from the beginning that there's mutual interest involved, that they feel like they're getting to know people from the start. And it's not just you showing interest, but it's your students. So I would suggest that you guys try that plan, or if you don't like that plan, that you work with your students, come up with another plan. But the hope is that when someone comes in, that from the moment they walk in that door, they feel like they've been prepared for, they feel like they are loved, that someone is interested in them, and that we can serve them in that way. So all this is in hope that we might share our lives together, that people might feel like we truly walk with them throughout things, and that they are loved in community. So think through that, pray through that. If you guys got any questions, I'd love to hear from you. I will talk to you later. Bye.